नमस्कार दोस्तों, स्वागत है आपका हमारे YouTube चैनल द टेक्स बाइट्स के अंदर। फ्रेंड्स, टुडे वी विल डिस्कस अ इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक which relates to input service distributor ISD. As you are aware that the ISD concept has been made mandatory starting April 2025. Now ISD, as the name depicts, that the person is required to distribute the common input credit of the services which relates to more than one GSTIN. मुख्यतः एक ISD के अंदर दो प्रकार की इनवॉइसेज आती हैं। एक प्रकार की इनवॉइसेज तो वो है जहां पे सप्लायर ने वो इनवॉइस ISD पे रेज करी है एंड विच इज अंडर द फॉरवर्ड चार्ज। दूसरे प्रकार की इनवॉइसेज में वो आएंगी जहां पे GST इज पेबल अंडर द रिवर्स चार्ज मैकेनिज्म, बट दैट सप्लाई इज अ कॉमन सप्लाई विच हैज बीन यूज्ड बाय मोर देन वन GST अंडर अ सिंगल पैन। So our discussion under this video pertains to the second aspect, wherein the GST has to be paid under RCM. So friends, to cater to this situation, there are few things which we have to take care of or which we have to bear in mind before I start the specific discussion in this respect. The first and the foremost thing is, as per the architecture of the ISD under GSTIN, the government has not given the facility to pay taxes by the ISD. मतलब कि जो ISD की फंक्शनैलिटी है that is solely meant for distributing the distributing the ITC. Now, with this in mind, the question arises whenever there is an input service where the GST has to be paid under RCM. How the RCM GST would be paid when ISD does not have the facility for tax payment. So दोस्तों, इस सिचुएशन को कैटर करने के लिए गवर्नमेंट ने CGST रूल्स को अमेंड करा एंड इनकॉर्पोरेटेड सब रूल 1A अंडर रूल 39 of the CGST rules. What this rule 1A says that whenever a GST is payable under RCM on a particular supply, in that case the normal GSTIN of a particular SSE in the same state in which the ISD is located, that normal GSTIN will raise an invoice on the ISD to distribute that credit by ISD to other GSTIN. तो आसान भाषा में यदि मैं इसमें बात करूं तो what will happen that the supplier will raise, सबसे पहले तो उसका जो रिक्वायरमेंट है दैट इज कि उस पर्टिकुलर एसएससी के एक स्टेट में जहां पे आईएसडी है वहां पे एक नॉर्मल रजिस्ट्रेशन भी होना चाहिए। दूसरा जो स्टेप होगा वो कि जो आरसीएम सप्लायर है ही शुड रेज एन इनवॉइस ऑन द नॉर्मल GSTIN ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर एसएससी। दैट नॉर्मल GSTIN विल discharge the GST liability under RCM in its GSTR 3B, and simultaneously at the time of GSTR1 it will raise a corresponding invoice on the ISD in its GSTR1 and discharge the relevant GST liability in its impending GSTR3B. मतलब कि वो व्यक्ति वो GSTIN पहले तो RCM पे करेगा और फिर कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग टैक्स इनवॉइस इशू करेगा इन द नेम ऑफ ISD इन द GSTR1 रिटर्न। इससे what will happen, that invoice will flow to GSTR 6A of that ISD and then ISD can distribute that credit. So friends, so far so good and we are happy with that the government has given a mechanism, although it has added to the complexity of meeting the ISD compliances. Now, इसमें कौन कौन सी सर्विसेज पॉसिबल आ सकती हैं? इसमें सर्विस आएंगी जैसे आपकी डायरेक्टर फिटिंग फी, इसमें आ सकती हैं आपकी इंपोर्ट ऑफ सर्विसेज, फॉर एग्जांपल द रॉयल्टी व्हेनेवर इट इज रिलेवेंट टू द एंटायर कंपनी एंड ऑल द GSTINs, बट द इनवॉइस हैज बीन रेज्ड ऑन अ पर्टिकुलर वन GSTIN. Another item can be the advocate services. Now friends, जो तीन सर्विसेज मैंने अभी आपके आगे नाम लिया है, the one common thread among these three services is that the ITC in relation to all these three services is not blocked under section 17 subsection 5 of CGST Act. मतलब यहाँ पे जो ITC इन तीन सर्विसेज का that is freely available. Now if we compare this with a scenario wherein the common service is that of rent a cab, मतलब कि रेंट अ कैब ने सर्विसेज दी टू अ कंपनी and that services are being used by more than one GSTIN under that same PAN. Again, by that IFD concept, I have to distribute that credit in a prescribed manner to the relevant GSTIN. But then the question arises whether the normal GSTIN discharging the GST liability under RCM can take that credit under that credit of the GST paid under RCM in relation to that rent-a-cab services. We are aware that the rent-a-cab service ITC is not allowed. It is specifically blocked under section 17 subsection 5. So यदि आंसर यहाँ पे नहीं आता है तो that will put a double burden on that assessee, meaning thereby on the one hand the ITC is not available and simultaneously it has to pay the GST when raising an invoice on the IST. On the other hand, if the ITC is available, then the question arises whether we are violating section 17(5) or not. So it is a high time that the government should issue a appropriate clarification to the trade so that the matter can be settled before litigation takes place. Hope you would find the discussion interesting. Thank you.